if you just accept the probabilities, then that diminishes fear. Right now, just the data we have regarding how the brain works is very limited. We've got fMRI. That's kind of like putting a stethoscope out on the outside of a factory wall and then putting it like all over the factory wall, and you can sort of hear the sounds, but you don't know what the machines are doing, really. It's hard. You can infer a few things, but it's very broad brushstroke. In order to really know what's going on in the brain, you have to have high precision sensors, and then you want to have stimulus and response. Like if you trigger it, how do you feel? What do you see? How does it change your perception of the world? So getting in a car will be like getting in an elevator. You just tell it where you want to go, and it takes you there with extreme levels of safety, and that'll be normal. Like for elevators, there used to be elevator operators. You get in, there'd be a guy moving a lever. Now you just get in, you press the button, and it's taken for granted. That's about 2 years. The real trick of it is not how do you make it work, say 99.9% of the time. If the car crashes, say 1 in 1,000 times, then probably still not going to be comfortable falling asleep. I think one of the most troubling questions is artificial intelligence. And I don't mean narrow AI. Like vehicle autonomy, I would put in the narrow AI class. It's narrowly trying to achieve a certain function. But deep artificial intelligence, or what is sometimes called artificial general intelligence, where you could have AI that is much smarter than the smartest human on Earth. This, I think, is a dangerous situation.
On your journey of success, you're going to have to make sure that you are doing what you want to do, and you're going out there and striving to be the best that you can be. Because it's not about what other people are doing, but it's all about what you are doing and how you're going about it and what you do in order to become the most successful individual that you possibly can. So many people claim they want to be successful, yet they do nothing about it. So many of them just say they wish they could be successful, and they put no action towards it. They never genuinely try. And a great example of that is people who say they don't have enough time in their day, which those people are completely and utterly wrong. So many successful individuals have 24 hours in every single day, but it's all about how you utilize those 24 hours and what you do in that time span. That is what truly matters. So if you need more time in your day, make more time. Wake up earlier or go to bed later. If you wake up earlier, so many people aren't going to be up. There's going to be zero distractions on the internet, on social media. Nobody's going to be emailing you or needing your attention. So if you wake up early, you're going to have tons and tons of free time, just uninterrupted time to work on your goals, your dreams, and your aspirations. And the same goes for if you're staying up super late, because nobody wants to stay up incredibly late. If you stay up really late and just put in that time, that effort, and that energy, it's going to pay off in the end, because you're going to have so much time of uninterrupted work. It's going to be extremely beneficial to you and your craft and your journey of success. So always make time for what's genuinely important to you.
It's never going to be perfect. No system is going to be perfect. Perhaps the car is unlikely to crash in 100 lifetimes or 1,000 lifetimes. Then people are like, okay, wow, if I would live 1,000 lives, I would still most likely never experience a crash, then that's probably okay.
Now let's assume it's sort of like a benign AI scenario. Even in a benign scenario, we're kind of left behind. We're not along for the ride. We're just too dumb. So how do you go along for the ride? Yeah, so you can't beat them, join them. So and we're already a cyborg to some degree, because you've got your phone, you've got your laptop. Yeah, you got your electronic devices.
Yeah.
The most near-term impact from a technological standpoint is autonomous cars, like fully self-driving cars. Like I said, that's going to happen much faster than people realize. So, and it's going to be a great convenience to be an autonomous car. There are many people whose job to drive. So, in fact, I think it might be the single largest employer of people is driving in various forms. And so, then we need to figure out new roles for what do those people do. But it will be very disruptive.
We're already partly a cyborg or an AI symbiote, essentially. It's just that the data rate to the electronics is slow. So especially out, like you're just going with your thumbs, like what's your data rate?
Quick means different things to different people. There are over 2 billion vehicles in the world, approaching 2.5 billion cars and trucks in the world. The total new vehicle production capacity is about 100 million, which makes sense because the life of a car or truck before it's finally scrapped is about 20-25 years.
Computer communicate at like 100 terabits. Gigabits are trivial. So this is like basically your computer could do things a million times faster. At a certain point, it's like the AI is like talking to a tree. Okay, it's just boring. You talk to a tree. It's not very entertaining. So if you can solve the data rate issue and especially output, then you can improve the symbiosis that is already occurring between man and machine.
So the point at which we see full autonomy appear will not be the point at which there is massive societal upheaval, because it will take a long time to make enough autonomous vehicles to disrupt employment. So that disruption I'm talking about will take place over about 20 years.
I think there's a tremendous amount of investment going on in AI. Where there's a lack of investment is in AI safety. There should be, in my view, a government agency that oversees anything related to AI to confirm that does not represent a public safety risk. Just as there is regulatory authority for like the Food and Drug Administration, there's NHTSA for automotive safety, there's the FAA for aircraft safety.
If you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing for more content.